Hey viewers and friends, Andrew back again and welcome to another video. And it is Christmas morning here in Australia, so I'm here with a Christmas Blu-ray and DVD update for you guys. This is probably going to be a relatively lengthy video because I have around about 30 titles or just over 30 titles to get through. This month has been insanely massive in terms of movie pickups. There's been some really good local sales, which I'll get to as the update goes on, and I've also made a couple of American import orders as well to round off the month. So this is kind of a mixture of Christmas gifts and my own personal pickups. But before I get into the update, I'm just wanting to show you guys something that I received from a fellow YouTuber. Kevin, or Dr. Haslin, was awesome enough to send me a really cool Aussie themed Christmas card. So Kevin, thank you so much for thinking of me and sending me this out. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great Christmas as well. Alright, so let's get on to the update. As I said, I've got a ton of stuff to get through. Some of these I have seen, some of them I haven't, so I'm going to try and get through the films as quickly as possible. And this is a pretty big mix of genres as well. We're going to start with a couple of TV shows. So to kick things off is Supernatural Season 8. This is the most recent season to get released, and this is a great show. I really enjoyed it a lot. Alright, so a couple of weeks ago, Big W, which is a local store here in Australia, which is probably the equivalent to, say, Walmart in America, they had an insanely good deal of 50% off all Blu-rays. So I took advantage of that, picked up quite a few newer releases that I've been wanting to check out for a while, and I did pretty well. So the titles I'm about to show you were all half price from Big W. So continuing on with the TV series theme is the Blu-ray of Under the Dome Season 1. I watched this television series when it aired on TV earlier this year and thought it was absolutely fantastic. It's a really good Stephen King adaptation, so if you're a fan of Stephen King or sci-fi, I highly recommend Under the Dome if you've never seen it before. I still haven't checked out the series on Blu-ray yet, but I'm sure it's going to look really good. And this is a really nice looking set as well, digi-style packaging, so that is Under the Dome Season 1. Next we have Texas Chainsaw 3D. I've already done a separate review, so if you want my more in-depth opinions on the film, check that video out. All I'm going to say though is stuff the haters. I thought this was absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyed this one a lot. Next we have the 75th anniversary of The Wizard of Oz. This is in 3D. Decided to pick this release up, and I'm glad I did. This is a classic film. I've seen this movie countless times before. Not so much as an adult, more as a child, but I still enjoy this one from time to time, so glad to own this one on Blu-ray. Next we have The Burning, the Australian release under the Cinema Cult label. Really happy to see a localised release of The Burning. This is a great slasher movie. I already own the Scream Factory release, and this is pretty much a carbon copy in terms of transfer and special features. So if you're wanting a really good 80s slasher and you live in Australia, I highly recommend this release. I love The Burning, it's awesome. Next up we have Oblivion. This is a modern sci-fi that I've heard a lot of good things about, and I've been wanting to check it out for a while, so looking forward to seeing it. I haven't watched it yet. Next we have Storage 24. This was pretty good, you know, a decent modern creature feature sort of alien film about a group of people trapped in a storage shed unit, and basically a plane crashes down, an alien escapes and takes refuge in the storage shed and starts killing off these people that are locked inside. The characters, to be honest, did let the movie down a little bit. They were pretty forgettable and I didn't really care for them too much at all. I will say though, the alien creature looked pretty awesome and the effects were pretty decent as well. There was some nice gore. The ending was kind of cheesy though, but overall this was decent. Next we have Looper. Man, what a disappointment. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this movie and I didn't care for it at all. In fact, I didn't even bother finishing the movie, to be honest. I got about halfway through and had enough. Now, I'm normally a massive fan of Joseph Gordon-Levitt, but he was mediocre in this movie. I did not care for his character at all. I didn't really care for the storyline that much either, and I got annoyed when they kept flicking back and forth between all the different characters in the film. Yeah, overall, the movie really didn't work well for me at all. And movies like this is sort of the main reason why I stay away from like modern mainstream hyped up films, because quite often they leave me disappointed, and this was no exception. Next we have Grabbers, which is meant to be a really, really good horror comedy creature feature from the UK. Still yet to see it, but pretty happy to pick it up for half price because I've been wanting it for a while. This was a upgrade from my DVD. It's the Blu-ray Australian release from Umbrella of Patrick, which is a Australian movie from the 70s, I believe, late 70s. Ashamedly, I've never seen this movie before, despite already owning it on DVD. Bad, I know, but I'll definitely be checking this one out really, really soon. Overall, I've heard pretty good things about the film, and this is a really solid release, it looks like. It's the 35th anniversary edition. It comes with a bunch of special features. It even comes with some really, really nice sort of postcards or lobby cards, really nice set there. And it also includes a lobby card for the remake, which is due out next year. The remake's looking pretty good actually, so I'm looking forward to checking that one out. That is the Umbrella Blu-ray of Patrick. Continuing on with the Umbrella releases, we have Slither, which is another one that I had on DVD, which I still haven't checked out, but this was so cheap I thought it would be worth upgrading to Blu-ray, and I've heard this is really, really good. This was a recommendation from Cody, so if I don't like this movie, Cody, I am blaming you. No, I'm just kidding, but that is The Haunting of Connecticut. I really haven't heard too much about this movie, so I'm not really too sure what to expect. Overall, I think it sort of sits around the sort of average mark, but it sounds really good, and I have been wanting to check it out for a while, and being so cheap, I had to pick it up. So, looking forward to checking this one out. Next, we have Fast and Furious Part 6. This one's still sealed, I still haven't watched it. Rest in peace, Paul Walker. Really sucks that he got killed, but I'm a massive fan of the Fast and Furious series, so I'm pretty sure I know what to expect going into this movie. The only one that I didn't care for was Part 4, which I thought was terrible, but all the others I really, really enjoy a lot, so looking forward to checking this one out. Next we have After Earth, which was fucking terrible. Stay well away from this movie. I thought this movie was going to be really, really good. Ever since it got announced, I was pretty excited to check it out. I never got to it in theatres, and being so cheap, I decided to get around and picking it up. It's a fairly new release over here as well, but yeah, this was garbage. My God. Just everything that is awful about certain modern sci-fi movies pretty much sums this movie up entirely. Even Will Smith, which I normally quite enjoy in movies, even he couldn't save the film. He was very mediocre. Jaden Smith was fucking atrocious in this movie. My God. Now, I'm a massive fan of the remake of The Karate Kid, which starred Jaden Smith. He was the main character. I thought he was great in that movie, but shit, he was terrible in this one. Half the time he'd put on this like poncy UK British accent, then it'd switch back to his US accent, and it was just horrible. Stay well away from After Earth, it is shit. Next we have Star Trek Into Darkness. This is the 3D version. Went with the 3D version because it was only a couple of dollars dearer than the 2D. Plus I preferred the artwork. It also comes with the 2D version of the film as well. Haven't watched this yet, but I've been wanting to for quite a while. I'm a big fan of the Star Trek reboot from 2009, was it? Could be wrong, but you guys know the Star Trek reboot, I'm sure. And I've heard a lot of great things about this one, so looking forward to checking it out. Next we have Taken 2. Despite hearing a lot of average things about this movie, I've been wanting to check it out for a while and finally picked it up. Still haven't watched it, but looking forward to checking it out. My expectations are pretty much zilch on this movie, considering all the negative things I've heard of it. I'm a massive fan of the first film, and I still want to check this out, even though I probably know that I'm not going to like it quite as much, but hopefully it's decent. Next we have Iron Man 3. Now this one is still sealed, and I'm probably going to sell this particular Blu-ray or trade it on. I kind of wish that I hadn't picked it up now. Not because the movie's bad or anything, well I don't actually know that because I've never seen the movie before, but I'm sure it won't be bad. I'm a massive fan of the Iron Man films. Iron Man is probably my favourite superhero, but after I picked this one up I remembered that there is a Zavvi.com steelbook for Iron Man 3, which I am going to pick up because I own the first two movies on steelbook and I want to sort of complete the set. So that is Iron Man 3. Last of the big W pickups, last but certainly not least, we have Elysium. I thought this was fantastic. Now I know this has been getting a lot of mixed reception, and this is from the director of District 9, and you can definitely tell that, especially sort of the first half of the movie where it's sort of set more on Earth. It's definitely got that District 9 vibe to it. It's not quite as good as District 9, but still I thought this was a really, really solid effort, and compared to a lot of the other modern mainstream sci-fi that I've seen over the past years, After Earth, this is a hell of a lot better than most of them, to be honest. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this one a lot. I'm a big fan of Matt Damon, and I thought he was fantastic in this. I also really enjoyed Jodie Foster's character. The Elysium space station looked fantastic. I think they really got the effects in this movie spot on. They didn't go overboard, and everything just looked really, really good. I enjoyed the characters. The storyline could have been a little bit better, but other than that, I thought this was a really, really good, solid mainstream sci-fi movie. So definitely recommend Elysium. Alright, moving on now to some pickups from JB Hi-Fi. First up from JB we have Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Already own this via the Scream Factory Blu-ray, but you guys know I'm a collector of the Halloween franchise, so I had to pick this one up. I'm pleased to see a local release on Blu-ray for this movie, and this is basically a carbon copy of the Scream Factory release, so really, really impressive release all round. Definitely recommend that. The next movie is Human Race, and this is probably my biggest disappointment within this update. I had really high hopes going into this movie. It sounded awesome. This is basically a adult version of like the Hunger Games of Battle Royale, sort of that kind of premise. 80 random people get picked off the street and they're put like into this sort of arena, well not really arena, but like sort of like enclosure or like area or something, and they have to race each other. Basically, there's a few rules. If they get lapped twice, they die. If they walk off the path, they die. If they walk on grass, they die. There's a few sort of safe buildings throughout the track as well, which they can sort of rest for a while and continue racing when you're ready. But I don't know, this movie just did not work at all. It was really, really repetitive, and basically after sort of the first half of the movie, I'd had enough of it. I did finish it though. The ending was kind of lame. There was like a whole sort of sci-fi element twist to the ending, which I really didn't care for at all, and you can tell that there's going to be a sequel. But yeah, I really didn't enjoy this one at all, so I don't recommend it. That's The Human Race. The last of the JB Hi-Fi pickups, we have the VHS 1 and 2 Blu-ray box set. I've done a separate video unboxing of this set, so if you want to take a look at the overall set and what it looks like, check the video out. Really impressive set though. I saw VHS, the first movie, a while back and thought it was fantastic, and I hadn't seen part 2 when I picked this one up, but I have seen it since picking it up, and I've got to say part 2 I do think is slightly better than the first movie. Not quite as much as everyone was saying, like it's amazing, it's so much better than the first one. I wouldn't quite go that far, but I would definitely say that it is slightly better than the first one. There's less stories in it, but they go for slightly longer, and I just feel that the movie is overall slightly better made in terms of quality. But still, this is an exceptional set, and both of the movies are fantastic modern horror anthologies that I highly, highly recommend. Alright, now on to some US imports, and I placed an order with Raro Video, and I was very, very impressive with their service. I received these pretty quickly, and one of the titles I'm about to show I actually received before the official release. So Raro Video were doing a buy one get one free sale on their Blu-rays, and both titles worked out to be about $16 each shipped, which was really good value. The first title here is Nightmare City. Now, I was very surprised to see this movie hit the Blu-ray format, and it kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't actually know about this until I checked out a update of Explosive Action or Simon earlier this month, I believe. So this is the one that isn't officially released till December 31st, so awesome, they sent this out really, really early. And I've seen this one before, I own it on DVD, and I really enjoy it. It's a really sort of cheesy, campy, Italian horror movie. It's sort of like a zombie or infected film, but it's completely different. Yeah, but I definitely thought it was well worth upgrading to Blu-ray, and I'd actually read a lot of mediocre things about the transfer, but I checked this one out. I haven't sat down and fully watched it on Blu-ray yet. I just sort of skipped through some of the scenes, and I've got to say the Blu-ray transfer looks really, really good, especially considering the type of movie that it is. So if you're a fan of this movie, and it's certainly a movie that's not going to be for everyone, but if you are a fan of the movie, I definitely recommend this Blu-ray release from Raro Video. Also comes with a nice slip cover with different artwork to the Amray case, so that's really, really nice. But happy to own this one on Blu-ray, Nightmare City. And the other one that I got for free was Murder Obsession. I've never seen this one before, but it sounds really, really good. And to be honest, they didn't really have that much of a range of movies that I was interested in, so this was pretty much the only other movie they had that I was interested in. So hopefully it's good. It does sound good, kind of a mixture of an Italian giallo with a slasher film. So if anyone has seen this one, please let me know what you think of it. And rounding off the update, we will go with my Amazon.com order. And most of these I have seen. Alright, so first up we have the US Blu-ray release of the Maniac remake. This one's still sealed, I haven't opened this release yet. I have seen it, I own the UK Blu-ray, and this movie is fucking amazing, I love it. This would definitely be my favourite horror movie of 2013. I thought it was absolutely incredible. I could go on and on about this movie, but I'm not going to. Most of you guys have seen it, I love it, and I thought this release was worth picking up. The cover art is slightly different to the UK Blu-ray. Plus it has the making of Maniac documentary, which the UK Blu-ray does not, and I've heard that that was absolutely fantastic. So that is Maniac. If you've never seen this remake, please check it out. It's incredible. This has been one that I've been wanting to pick up for ages now, and that is Ticks. Finally got around to ordering this one, and really glad to own this one. I haven't seen this one in years. In fact, I don't think I've seen it since renting it out in the 90s when it first came out, and I can remember really enjoying it a lot. Great 90s creature features, so definitely looking forward to revisiting this one. This is a movie that I used to own and I got rid of it, and that is Cold Prey. When I first watched it, I wasn't a big fan of it, but I've decided to give it another go, because since then I've really gotten into slashers a hell of a lot more. I sort of watched this one when I was just getting into them, so hopefully I enjoy this one a lot more on second viewing, but that is Cold Prey. And I went ahead and picked up the sequel as well, which this one sounds really good. I think I'm going to enjoy this one quite a lot. The setting sounds cool, and I've heard this is just as good as the first movie. I went ahead and picked up the Blue Underground Blu-ray release of Maniac Cop 2. A lot of people have been recommending the movie and the release, and I've got to say this was pretty disappointing, to be honest. I'd never seen the movie before. I love the first Maniac Cop, it's absolutely fantastic, but this movie just did not work for me. Way too much action, not enough horror, and I did not like it. I will say though, this is an extremely impressive release from Blue Underground. Now, I'm not normally a massive fan of Blue Underground because I don't think they do that good a job on most of their transfers, but I've got to say, out of all the releases that I own and that I've seen, this is probably their best release to date. Solid amount of special features, and the transfer looks really good. It's just a shame the movie wasn't. So that is Maniac Cop 2. Next up we have Creep Van. This has been one that I've been wanting to check out for a while now, and I'm so glad I finally got around to picking it up because this was awesome. This is a really great low budget 80s throwback slasher movie. It's kind of interesting because it's about a killer van. I'm probably going to do a separate review on this one actually, so stay tuned for that, but all I'm going to say is if you're looking for a really fun throwback cheesy 80s slasher style movie, definitely check out Creep Van and stay tuned for my review. But yeah, this was awesome. Next we have Lucas, which is a really awesome 80s movie. I love it a lot, and I own it on DVD, and I definitely wanted to upgrade to the Blu-ray, so I'm pretty interested to see what the transfer's like on this one. I still haven't checked it out, it's still sealed, but great movie, and I'm happy to own Lucas on Blu-ray. And to round the update off, we're going to go with a couple of classic Christmas movies, and that is Home Alone 1 and 2 on Blu-ray. This is the newly released box set, I believe, and definitely had to pick this one up to add to the collection. I love both movies, I grew up on them, and they're just absolute classics in my opinion. So that is the Home Alone 1 and 2 collection on Blu-ray. Alright, so that has been my Christmas update. A ton of titles, quite a lot that I still need to check out that I'm definitely looking forward to watching. But yeah, it's been a massive month for me, but with all the really good sales, I really couldn't miss out on picking up these titles. So hopefully you've enjoyed this update. Definitely let me know what you think of the movies I've picked up, especially the ones that I haven't seen. If you guys have seen them, definitely keen to hear your opinions. I hope everyone has a happy and safe Christmas, however you celebrate it. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and thanks a lot for watching.